Today I want to talk to you about the Quilters Station extravaganza cross-stitch retreat that I went to September 10th and 11th in Independence, Missouri. Quilter Station is a wonderful shop in Lee Summit, Missouri, and those towns are just a hop, skip, and a jump away from me. So when I found out about the retreat, and when I saw the lineup of designers, I knew I had to go. I've never been to a cross-stitch retreat, so I wasn't really exactly sure what to expect or what things might be like, but it exceeded anything that I could have dreamt up on my own. It was a wonderful experience, and I just want to say publicly thank you to Rita and her crew that worked many hours, I'm sure, to organize and put this retreat together. Thank you to the ladies that helped her, gave her ideas. Thank you to all those that spent time working on putting the ideas together. Thank you to the designers for the awesome kits that they brought us and such wonderful projects that they gave us, and their generosity and the things that they shared. Thank you to those that worked at the hotel. We had good lunches each day, and everyone there was, the hotel was very accommodating. It was a great time in the stitching room. We had plenty of room, a nice facility. And also I want to thank everybody that I got to meet. Thank you to those of you that introduced yourself to me. I think that was the very best part of the whole retreat, was getting to meet everyone in person. And it's so wonderful to be able to put a name with a face or a handle that you see on Instagram. And that was the best part. Getting to know, getting to meet everyone was just the best part to me. Just a wonderful time. So thank you everyone for all the little gifts, and just thanks. It was awesome. So the first day of the retreat, the very first designer was Liz Matthews from Hello Liz Matthews. And this was her first time teaching. And I just want to say that Liz is adorable. She is a sweet person, and she did a great job. For her first time, you could not tell. I'm sure she was a bundle of nerves, and she shared some things on her Instagram page about her experience, but you couldn't tell. She just seemed like she's done this before. But the first thing that she shared with us is this pink school cottage. This is an antique sampler adaptation, and it's just gorgeous. So this was the sampler that she gave us. So pretty. And then the project that she had us work on is just really the cutest thing. She took the house, some of the motifs, aspects of the sampler. Let me take this out so you can see it better. And created this little project using the motifs. There, we can see it better. So what we had to do, she had this printed on fabric. And then we also got butterfly print and bird print. And it was up to us to stretch it into this hoop. And then we could cut out any of these little birds, butterflies, whatever we wanted to do, and position them onto this fabric wherever we wanted, and we could stitch it down, or we could just leave it glued. So, you know, we had so many options to make it our own. Well, I decided that I wanted to try something, and I have a needle here flying around. I thought, and you may not be able to see very well, but I wanted to stitch around the windows and the door to kind of give a little more dimension, and you can't really tell, but that's what I worked on a little bit. I tell you, the room was just a jitter with excitement and so many people laughing and talking and having a good time. And the designers would move about the room after they presented their projects, and it was overwhelming at times because there's just so much activity going on in the room, and the energy was high, and I really couldn't hardly focus on my stitching, but that's what I thought I would try to do. And so therefore I haven't worked very much more on my project. But so that was the first thing that we got. The next project, the next designer in the afternoon was Beth Twist. And I should have gotten all this out. Sorry for the crinkle. Beth's project, of course, was centered around bees because she is a beekeeper and she loves bees. So we received flowers for bees so that we could make these little pin cushions. Now, I didn't start my project. She gave us, we got the fabric and the flosses and some Lady Dot Create chenille trim, and then these fabrics are for the backing of the pin pillows. I'm thinking what I may do is I might try to make this into a needle roll. And we talked to Beth a little bit as she came around, and she was saying she was thinking of making like this little pin pillow be like the flap that would come down and close up this over this section and this section stitched together. But hard to explain, but I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So that was a sweet, cute little springy time project. Also, Beth gave us a package of wildflower seeds and this little plant stake. Her son actually stamped these little images into the copper so that we can plant the flowers and put in the stake and we can help the bees. So that was a great project. I'm looking forward to maybe doing that in the springtime. So that was day one. Day two, we started with Linda Lautenschlager, and I think that's right, maybe not, of Chessie and Me. And she told us the story of how she began her business, and that Chessie and Me was one of her first kitties. That was her big helper. So that's kind of where that name came from. But her design was, let me get something here. This sweet little package. Let me pull this out. This is called Acorn and Crow's Stitch House. So we have this little piece that goes on the top of this little paper mache box. And you could paint this there at the retreat and distress it, but I thought I think I might want to pull out other colors from the design to paint the base of my house and then distress it. So I didn't do that because I think I want to try to do something different. But you have a little stitched piece that goes on the top side of the roof of the box. And then you have scissor fob and a little roll. And it's so sweet. I will try to include photos of all these projects so you can kind of see the models that we saw at the retreat. So we got the box and the fabric and the floss and backing materials. Here's the floss card. Also, and I think I just dropped it, we got to make the cording that goes around the, or that you use for the scissor fob. They had the cool tool there that makes the cording. I've seen Vanna the Twisted Stitcher do a tutorial on how to use the cording tool. So we got to use that. And then this little floss keep of a little kitty. Compliments of Chessie and me. And we got the backing. And there's the cording that we got to make. That was fun. So now I've got to purchase that little tool and start making cording. So that was fun. And I'm looking forward to getting into that project. So then the last designer on the second day was Alma of Blackbird Designs. And I just want to say that I never did get the chance to meet Barb in person. When I heard that Blackbird Designs was going to be at the retreat, I was like, oh my, yeah, I'm there. And I just want to say that Alma did a wonderful job in her presentation, and I can't imagine how difficult it could have been, was for her, but she handled herself and her presentation with grace. She spoke about Barb, her buddy Barb. She told us all kinds of little funny things, that some of the adventures they'd shared and some of the funny things that Barb had said or done, and it was just a blessing to be there and to hear about her buddy Barb, and to see her in person, and to hear her speak. So she handed out to us. Well, I'll just show you the kits projects that she gave us. I opened it up. The presentation of this was just awesome. It was so pretty. And, excuse me, I didn't really want to open it up, but I had to get to all the goodies. I will share a photo here, somewhere here, that shows you how it was presented to us. But her presentation of the kit was this little fall gatherings little squirrel drum. So sweet. And Delicious Autumn, this little bag. And we got all of the stuff to stitch it. This, I believe, is Picture This Plus Wren. And of all the projects that we were presented with at the retreat, I was determined that I was going to put stitches in this. So I started the bag stitching. I wanted this as a remembrance of being at the retreat, because it was such a special time that I wanted to remember seeing Alma, meeting her, and just being at the retreat. So these are the beginning stitches of the bag. So that was awesome in itself, okay? But then she decided, or she handed us out some additional charts. And she told us that Barbara would want us to have these. So she gave us Sweetheart Alphabet, and Garden of Life. This is Loose Feathers 21. And the one that I was floored was Quaker Garden, Loose Feathers number 19. How generous. We were just all in awe. So those are the projects. The retreat was such a wonderful time. So many aspects of it, meeting people. Carol Saltbox Stitcher was at the retreat, and her birthday was that Sunday, and we got to sing happy birthday to her, and that was great. I got 2 hugs from her, many hugs from many others, and it was a wonderful time. I would do it all over again. And I would say to anyone, if you ever get the opportunity to go to a retreat, I would say try to go. Just go and experience it for yourself. It was wonderful, and I'm looking forward to what they do ahead in the future.